Welcome to SDSU Morgan Stanley Field here in San Diego, California, the beautiful site of the 2023 World Lacrosse Men's Championship presented by Rady Children's Hospital. I'm AJ Cannell, and today it's a debut Pool F matchup between Team Netherlands and Team Ireland. Ireland, the number 12 ranked team in the world, the top team in Pool F. Netherlands, the third best team by world ranking in the pool, behind Ireland and Latvia. Big time Pool F matchup coming up next from Morgan Stanley Field. We'll talk more about the keys and the key faces.
People and let hear it.
Kevin Day!
The Netherlands and Ireland is about to commence for the 2023 World Lacrosse Men's Championship in San Diego, California on Kumeyaay territory. Playing the medicine game, the fearless game, the spirit game. On the clock for the first period.
Go Orange! Go Howell!
Welcome back as pool play continues here on the first day of the 2023 World Lacrosse Men's Championship presented by Rady Children's Hospital. I'm AJ Cannell here at SDSU Morgan Stanley Field, one of 6 overall fields being used in the 2023 World Lacrosse Men's Championship. Today it's Netherlands, the number 22 team in the world, against Ireland, the number 12 team. Netherlands, obviously, in orange. Ireland wearing white with the green numbers and helmets. And we get started with a face-off violation on Netherlands. This is a wide-open Pool F. All 5 teams ranked between 12th and 39th. No clear favorite, although Ireland would be considered the favorite coming in after their impressive performance in the European Championships. Or their qualification without needing the use of the European Championships. Opening possession turns into a turnover. Thomas Heidsmith leads the clearing effort for Netherlands. He is in net. This is Heidsmith from Rotterdam and Utrecht University. Netherlands coaching staff was talking to them. They think that their program, their national team program, has done a better job than almost anyone else in Europe of using Netherlands-born and raised players to build the program. Casper Bovey on to Bas Verhaar. Verhaar gets it back from De Vries. And the shot by Bas Verhaar, who's from the University of Amsterdam and did play in 2018 in the World Championship tournament in Israel. And a couple of turnovers to start this one. Now it's Connor Kelly, who recently got to see his alma mater win its first national championship, NCAA Division I lacrosse. Connor Kelly out of Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish. Becomes a member of Team Ireland. Paul Modesto, Tyga O'Riordan. Luke Palmadesso out of Yorktown Heights, New York, and he played at Villanova. Kevin Somerville, make that Aiden Dempsey with the shot. Rebound taken in, and Smith is able to score. Brian Smith out of Duke University, who fell to Notre Dame in the national championship in the NCAAs. Smith graduated from Duke in 2021. On the board for Ireland. Another face-off violation. Great fan support here for each of these teams. Netherlands coaches said that they expect around anywhere 70, 80 family members to be here throughout the course of the tournament. Now it's Burke. He scores out of SUNY Cortland in Massapequa, New York. Thomas Burke also appeared in the 2014 World Championship in Denver. Did not play in 2018, but he makes his return to the World Championship. And Burke, the Division III SUNY Cortland grad, strikes. So a couple of early face-off wins for Ireland off of violations and a couple of early goals. Well done by Patrick McShane, who played club lacrosse at Texas Tech, to win that ground ball. Now Corbett scoops it. Corbett along the sideline is pushed out. He goes out of bounds, so Netherlands takes it. Netherlands was saying they didn't really know exactly what to expect out of Ireland. They're more concerned about themselves. Of course, Ireland, again, they did not play in the European Championships in 2022 because they already qualified through. And so a tough scouting assignment coming in for Netherlands. Netherlands did play in the qualifiers, so there's some more film on them. Barshingerhorn tries to twist through two. He's dispossessed. Nice ground ball there from Brady Morin out of Glen Ridge, New York, an active player at RIT going into his sophomore year. Somerville gives it off. Palmadesso with the shot attempt. Thomas Burke makes no mistake. An early timeout is called by Netherlands after Ireland takes a 3-zip lead. And AJ Cannell, so glad to have you with us here at SDSU Morgan Stanley Field, one of several that's grouped around this complex. It's hosting pool games here on ESPN+. 107 teams overall in the field. There are 107 games, I should say, 30 teams in the field. And 3 venues being used: Snapdragon Stadium, University of San Diego's Torero Stadium, and then the grouping of fields here at San Diego State University. 107 games over the course of 11 days, 30 teams. This is the first time since 1986 that the field did not increase from the previous championship, as it got to a point with 46 teams appearing in Netanya, Israel, that needed to tighten up the qualification process.
Let's go, Rory!
I think they're having an issue on site updating the stats momentarily, but the score is 3-0. Ireland on top of Netherlands. Back-to-back goals by Thomas Burke for Ireland.
There you go! Guys, bring it up to midfield! Yes, sir! Let's go, man, Jeff!
Netherlands now on the power play. See if the orange can take advantage. Get on the board for the first time.
It's on the swivel, let's go!
Trying to cycle it, create some interior movement. Shot by Von Ball there. Now Von Ball going after the ground ball and had it knocked away.
Play, Pat!
And now with no clearing timer and no possession timer, Ireland can just use up the rest of this man down situation.
All right, let's go, even.
All right, back to even strength now as Ireland can try and move forward.
Here you go, Andy.
Andy Myers with the clear.
Let's go, Luke!
You know, backing away, difficult shot there for Foley.
Hey!
Seen Ireland, though, generate a number of chances, out shooting Netherlands 7-2 and a 3-0 lead in the scoreboard. Thomas Burke biding his time. Aiden Dempsey draws the slide. Nice look by Palmadesso, and Corbett loses control of that one. Look out along the stairs in the area above the field in the right corner behind that goal. Flag flies there as Netherlands looks to clear. And it's thrown away, which will get this penalty in motion. Sounds like Netherlands on the man up for 1 minute. Big windup on the shot by Joost van der Horst. Played in the U21 World Championships, which were hosted in Limerick, Ireland. De Vries. Jake Bouwman out of Buffalo. Jelle Erik de Vries pushed off his spot there by Connor Shears. Von Ball's pass is taken away by Shears. Played collegiately at both Bucknell and Jacksonville. And there's no impetus to overexert and rush on these clearing efforts. Netherlands showing off the ride game. Ground ball for Jake Bouwman. We're in the latter stages here, about 2 minutes or so left in the first quarter. There's no visible clock that I'm able to see. And I know that our score clock is down right now. We're trying to work on that. Strong first quarter, though, overall for Ireland. This is Foley. Tried to free him up on the pick. Foley going on one-on-one here. Brown draws the slide. And Dempsey made the attempt. It's backed up by Brian Smith. Smith trying to bully his way in. Kevin Somerville switches the field. Connor Foley on the doorstep. Good job stepping up by Heitzma. And Netherlands will try and take advantage. Good reaction there by Heitzma, who enjoys being a vocal leader. He says he's a very vocal, field general type of guy as end of the quarter is coming. Just a couple of seconds left as that shot got off in time. Wonder if the players are having difficulties locating a clock as well, because saw some uncharacteristic opportunities. But the first quarter is over. It's 3-0 Ireland. 2 early goals from Thomas Burke.
Kids grow up, and it goes by fast. At Rady Children's, we're growing up too, always looking for answers and new and better ways to care for your kids.
That's true.
Researching, innovating, breaking ground. As they soar to new heights,
Ignition.
we're ready for takeoff too.
Liftoff.
We honor our indigenous roots and international history. Lacrosse is more than a game. We play with speed, heart, and precision. Young, modern, electric, inclusive, growing across the globe. Lacrosse is everyone's sport, governed globally by World Lacrosse.
Experience real in a whole new way. From the all-new Rescue Junior, where learning about saving animals is fun, to the icy mission of the all-new Arctic Rescue, the longest and fastest straddle coaster on the West Coast, and spectacular new shows, concerts, parades, and fireworks. All in a world you need to rediscover. Get tickets as low as $64.99 during our 4th of July sale. SeaWorld San Diego. Real amazing.
Okay, welcome back. Start of the second quarter. As we're here at SDSU Morgan Stanley Field, AJ Cannell with you. Ireland has the ball. As the team switch fields to begin the second quarter. Smith is checked in a big way. Big time lumber laid by Brady Vibrance. The St. Bonaventure alum who still has it for Netherlands. Ogevane somehow hangs on to it through all that. Now Bauman darting back and forth, lost the ball. Applies a nice check during the loose ball situation so that his teammate could keep it in. Verhaar got it back to Bauman. Netherlands can keep it going. Jelle Erik de Vries, who's in his 4th World Championship, was having a little trouble over there in the far corner, but it was last touched by Ireland. In tight, Bauman with a chance, and another flag flies. We've seen a number of penalties in the early going. This will be Netherlands' third chance with an extra man. They're 0 for 2 so far. Down low for the save there, Connor Kelly. At one point, he played for the Haverford School in Pennsylvania, was inside Lacrosse's #1 goalie recruit in his entire class. He only started 1 year out of the 4 he was at Notre Dame. But still, a fantastic player for Ireland to have at its disposal as its starting goalie.
Show your sticks, guys.
You know, with just the huge number of Irish immigrants to the United States, it's only natural that Ireland would use a large number of players who were born and raised in the U.S. Arguably the most dominant country in terms of lacrosse. And so if you have, you know, a father, mother, grandmother, grandfather from Ireland, you can go ahead and try and get your passport, establish citizenship, and play for Ireland. A number of their players in that category. You know, Netherlands, more so than a lot of other teams, has been able to do it, develop the sport in its home nation without necessarily needing to go outside its borders to develop a lot of their players. There are a couple of them. Yorick Von Ball slides through a couple of defenders. Another flag flies as the delayed penalty situation is put to rest. And again, Netherlands will go with a man up. Fourth opportunity. No penalties yet called on Netherlands. Saw the contact there. Led to the penalty. Will the fourth time be a charm? It will. It is Alderic van der Heide out of Middlebury College, the beautiful campus in Vermont, scoring for the first time for Netherlands. Netherlands utilizing all these man-up chances to eventually break into Ireland's lead. And now a timeout by Ireland with about 10.5 to go in the second quarter. Now, international rules, teams get 2 timeouts per half. There's, of course, no shot clock. There is no timing to advance the ball across midfield like you might see in an NCAA game. And a big part of that is, you know, a lot of teams coming from nations that have an imbalance in terms of resources. And certain countries, I mean, it'd be great here to play with a possession clock. Everyone wants to play with a possession clock. But the reality is, lacrosse is a sport of inclusivity and accessibility. And that's a big part of the mission of World Lacrosse. And so right now, the possession clock, I'm not sure fits within that. And so you got to keep that in mind. And it's something that could be a little bit of an equalizer. You know, United States, Canada, Haudenosaunee, teams like that have dominated this sport, but there's a better chance for an underdog to hang around without a possession timer. So those are some reasons why it's not utilized. Of course, making a big push for the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles in the sixes format, 6v6, which was something put into place by World Lacrosse. And Lacrosse is one of the finalists for inclusion. And it's just a really exciting time, and these games that are being played this week and the World Lacrosse Championship, it's a huge selling point. It's really a huge sales pitch to try and convince the Olympic Committee, International Olympic Committee, that lacrosse is the sport to go with for 2028 in LA. And we could talk more about that. There's a lot of reasons why it should be included. Good timeout there by Ireland. I know, just coming off of a break, but you're not going to take them with you into halftime, and they were in danger of losing possession. So Ireland will hold on to the ball and use its final timeout of the first half. About 9 minutes still to go in the second quarter. Saw 3 straight goals from Team Ireland to start the game. 1 by Brian Smith and 2 by Thomas Burke. Alderic van der Heide on an assist by Jelle Erik de Vries. Scored for Netherlands on the man up. Netherlands' only goal of the game, but the only goal for either side of the second quarter. Ireland actually has not scored since there were just under 10 minutes to go in the first quarter. All right, so worth keeping in mind for the rest of the first half. No timeouts left for Ireland. But they do capture possession off of this one. Really spreading the field out. Trying to create some pockets of space against this Netherlands defense. All the way extended up toward midfield is Paul Modesto. Give him some leeway to dodge. Foley, Maloney. Thomas Burke. Got a step, cranks it. Blocked on the way in. Finn Aarons able to outlet that one to Jan Shahonen. Netherlands side, a team that they're always going to have an advantage in terms of their size. Their coaches were saying that one thing you might not know is, although they have some players that tower over you, like the 6'5", 240-pound Janjap van Noort, their players are also in shape. They work really hard. They have speed to match with that size. That was taken away on the way through by Connor Kelly. Thomas Burke is met just across midfield. You saw him come over and then come back beyond the midfield line. In the international game, there's no over and back rule unless you're already established in the box. Is spinning all the way in and scoring is Pat Smith to make it 4-1 Ireland. Pat Smith with a long pole goal. The former 5-year player at St. John's. Showing off a spin move. They're not going to break here. We'll keep it here as they continue playing in the second quarter. It is 4-1, Ireland on top of Netherlands. Just over 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Dempsey to Corbett. Well, a little bit loose there. Dempsey able to control, get through two. That's going to create some space, but not a clean connection on the pass. Turn right back over, though. Somerville grabbed it for Ireland.
Six for Ireland and one for Netherlands as we are here in the second period.
Okay, we lost power here from our broadcast location, but as you can see, Ireland is building on its lead. We're now back as Ireland, with under 3 minutes to go in the second quarter, is up 6-1. Netherlands uses its second timeout of the first half once it gains possession off the face-off. So both teams are now empty as far as timeouts are concerned. Again, I don't have a clock that I'm capable of seeing from my vantage point, and our scoreboard clock is down, so everything is pretty much just a guess and what I can infer from our live stats monitor. And right now, just under 2 minutes to go in the second quarter, we have this timeout. Ireland scored the first three. Netherlands had a man-up goal on their fourth different man-up chance early in the second quarter. But since then, and that goal by van der Heide, it has been three straight again from Ireland, two separate three-goal runs. The only multi-goal scorer in the game is Thomas Burke, 2 goals on 3 shots for Team Ireland. Burke out of SUNY Cortland and Massapequa. He was a repeat player from 2012 when the World Championship was played in Denver. Goes to van der Horst. Gets the pick from Verheer. Van der Horst still holding. Facing Brady Morin. Van der Horst tries to whip one around. You know, if you're Netherlands, that's a fine recipe. No rush, no possession clock. Try and avoid the turnover and just start to get some quality shots. They triple team against van der Heide. He was able to unleash it. Now Bauman bumped off his spot. Has to back it out. Bauman from the wing. He will reorbit. Bauman tried to pass it across the crease. Connor Kelly says no to that. Pat Smith recently scoring a long pole goal. Now a good outlet up the field to Tyga O'Riordan. And so I guess Ireland actually had one timeout left and they use it there. One of the whistles earlier must have been an official's timeout. But now Ireland has played a fine first half. They're up 6-1 with about 30 seconds left in the second quarter. And they can diagram this final possession, try and make it a full touchdown plus extra point here. Netherlands, they go by the nickname the Orange. They're a team of mostly players who were born and raised in Netherlands. And what Netherlands Lacrosse has done is they've built up a system with numerous clubs all around the country. So they're able to recruit players from a very wide pool around the country. Typically, because there are no sanctioned grade school sports really until you get to university, they're not able to identify the players quite as quickly as you might see in some other countries. But once you get to college age, there are just as many or more players that are actually born and raised in the Netherlands compared to a lot of other European nations that are more typically using a higher percentage of United States or North America born and raised players that have some type of ancestry or heritage from that country. Low to high shot attempt by Thomas Burke. That was plucked by Thomas Heitzma. And Graham Rickhoff possesses it at the end of the first half. Well, Ireland in control right now. There were some signs of life from Netherlands, for instance, drawing 4 different power plays, 1 for 4 in that column. We'll see if Netherlands can have a chance to make this more competitive in the second half. Ireland, though, very strong showing. 2 quarters of play in the books. It's now halftime here at San Diego State. Welcome back at the 2023 World Lacrosse Men's Championship presented by Rady Children's Hospital. AJ Cannell with you on the campus of San Diego State University here at Morgan Stanley Field. The score after the first half is Ireland 6, Netherlands 1. This is a Pool F game. Ireland, the number 12 ranked team in the world, against Netherlands, the number 22 ranked team overall in terms of world ranking, which is based off of the finish in 2018 in Netanya, Israel. 6-1 Ireland, the favorite in this Pool F after the first half. We'll go and take another break here at halftime.
Kids grow up, and it goes by fast. At Rady Children's, we're growing up too. Always looking for answers and new and better ways to care for your kids.
That's true.
Researching, innovating, breaking ground. As they soar to new heights,
Ignition.
we're ready for takeoff too.
Lift off.
Kids grow up, and it goes by fast. At Rady Children's, we're growing up too. Always looking for answers and new and better ways to care for your kids.
That's true.
Researching, innovating, breaking ground. As they soar to new heights,
Ignition.
we're ready for takeoff too.
Lift off.
Back at the World Lacrosse Men's Championship here in 2023 in San Diego, presented by Rady Children's Hospital. Ireland leads Netherlands 6-1 after 2 quarters of play. And we'll take a look at how it happened. Thomas Burke. Connor Kelly making some saves. And a goal right there by Van der Heide was the only goal for Netherlands. The long pole goal, Pat Smith spinning and scoring our most impressive highlight goal of the game. Connor Foley adding another tally. There you have it. Ireland leads it 6-1 over Netherlands. Going to put 15 minutes in play the third quarter. Coming up. 2023 World Lacrosse Men's Championship is presented by Rady Children's Hospital, the largest children's hospital on the West Coast, ranked among the 10 best children's hospitals in the nation. We are set for the third quarter. AJ Cannell, so glad to have you with us at SDSU Morgan Stanley Field here in beautiful San Diego, set for picturesque 70-degree weather as that maneuver almost executed legally by Van der Heide, but then he stepped just beyond the midfield stripe to create an offside situation. So should be a 30-second man up. The first penalty on Netherlands. See what Ireland can do. You know, the Orange were looking for a big start to the second half after largely struggling over the first couple of quarters. From the slot, they got an open look for Patrick Corbett. And that ball went rattling around upstairs above this field. Got to keep your head on a swivel. I was actually chatting with the Netherlands coaches before this game and got hit by a stray, but luckily wound up being okay, obviously. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. Corbett. Slide over on him now, Somerville. O'Riordan. Somerville. He is saved by Netherlands' second goalie, Ernie Alberts, getting the nod here in the second half. Actually, you look, both teams have switched goalies. So just getting everyone a look here during pool play, seeing who's the sharpest. Joe Walsh is now in goal for Ireland, the Colgate alum, taking Connor Kelly's place. Ernie Albert stepping in for Thomas Highsmith on the Dutch side. Joost van der Horst able to keep it in. Now Netherlands gets it going. Bos Verhaar out of the University of Amsterdam. Eric Hogeveen. Van der Heide. Drawing multiple defenders. It's Pat Smith checking Van der Heide, who lost the ball, but a flag flies, and Ireland has not shied away from the physicality. And then I think an extra infraction on sportsmanlike following up on the first penalty, so I think it's going to be, in effect, 2 minutes worth of penalty time here against Ireland, if they're both on the same player. Would make sense. So Pat Smith gets the initial penalty and then an extra unsportsmanlike. So it winds up being 2 separate 1-minute penalties on Pat Smith. Must capitalize situation for the Dutch. And Joe Walsh, point blank stop against Jelle Erik de Vries. Push from behind, flag against Netherlands. That'll even the numbers back up. So again, there's limits to what we can see here from a timing perspective, but I believe for some period of time here, should be a 5-on-5. And then I would think that the penalty that was just called against Netherlands would still be released before the 2 penalties finish getting served by Pat Smith. So could still see a tiny bit of a man advantage for Netherlands, but first diving in and connecting. Ireland scores again. Ireland leads 7-1. Diving effort there by Tyga O'Riordan. Shovels that one home. What a play. O'Riordan played his college ball at Manhattan College, spent 5 years there with the COVID year factored in. And he was a short stick defensive midfielder at Manhattan, getting to play more of an offensive role here in the World Championships. So an even strength goal, it stays 5-on-5. Great face-off win by Mushkins. But the Dutch give it away. Sixth World Championship appearance for Ireland. They've been in consecutive World Championships since 2002 when they made their debut in Australia. Finished 13th out of 15. And the World Championship peaked at 46 teams in 2018, 30 this year per some stricter qualification measures. Nice save by Alberts there. Rebound shot, and it's in. Aiden Dempsey, going into his senior year, coming up at Ohio Northern University Division III school, makes it 8-1. Well, Netherlands going on the man up for the 5th time, but then failing to capitalize, committing a penalty of their own, and then in this 5-on-5 situation, Ireland has scored twice to expand its lead to 7 goals. Face-offs are 7-4 in favor of Ireland. Well, Postema got that one temporarily. Scooped up, though, in the loose ball, Jack Galvin. Going to allow Ireland to sub in their offensive-minded players. You know, right now, as Ireland holds it, now it's all even strength again, 6-on-6. O'Riordan spinning, not a bad shot. Shots are 25-10 in favor of Ireland. Shots on goal, 12-5. Each side has made 4 saves. On the doorstep, nearly kicked out, but Ireland scores. Brian Smith, good attempt by Alberts, the goalie for Netherlands, but Ireland has scored the first 3 of the second half, leading to a timeout. Ireland, 8-goal advantage, third quarter. back to the World Lacrosse Men's Championship presented by Rady Children's Hospital. Coming off a timeout with about 7.5 to go in the third quarter. Ireland against Netherlands. And it is a 9-1 Irish lead. A protracted face-off battle gets kicked to the defensive side for Netherlands. And again, it's not always about who wins the initial face-off, as you saw paying the price there. There's number 21, Mushkins for the Netherlands, but able to gain possession anyways, get a shot, get the loose ball. So the Dutch will control for now. Netherlands team that peaked with an 8th place finish in 2010. In 2014, they finished 16th. And then in 22nd place back in 2018, but it's become more difficult as the field has grown. They're trying to move it back in the right direction here on the Netherlands side. They feel really good, though, overall about the quality of their program and the way they develop their players. Keep in mind, for them, they are facing the top-rated team in this Pool F. Ireland is number 12 world ranking. Second highest rated team in Pool F would be Latvia at number 18 in the world. Ireland has gotten 9 goals from 7 different people. Errant pass as Maloney tries to chase it, cannot track it down over near the sideline area. And Netherlands gets the turnover. Alberts will initiate the clear. Finn Ahrens, who's an active player, played his freshman year at Division III Wesleyan in the NESCAC. Solid decision in that clear. Now Bauman, semi-transition. Jake Bauman gets control, loops it over the head of Bovey. And they were trying to sell it as a shot, but it was definitely a pass, so it's out of play off Netherlands. Turnovers have been relatively even, 7-5. 2 more by Ireland. Now Burke. Maloney. Connor Foley. Ryan Smith to O'Riordan. Pool play, each team has 4 games. There are 5 teams in each pool. There are 6 pools. So you play each opponent once, round robin. 4 games during pool play over the next 5 days, including today. Tyga O'Riordan, somebody raking at the stick as he shot it, and it's backed up first to it by Netherlands. Nice hustle by Jelle Meerman out of TU Delft, but then he is dispossessed. Foley hit hard. And then stared down at by Jan Shahonen. Penalty on Shahonen. So for Ireland, going back on the power play, over 2 so far on the man up, but in control of the game, 9-1. See, Foley took it away and then just gets lit up. Paid the price, but they get the reward here. Foley out of UMass Amherst. Played his senior year in 2023 at UMass. Originally from Walpole, Massachusetts, where he starred in hockey as well as lacrosse. Burke and O'Riordan going back and forth here late in the third quarter, as Ireland determines how to handle this man up. Foley. O'Riordan. Long range. Alberts had the sight line, made the stop. Quickly unloads it all the way ahead to Bauman. Bauman negotiating the 2 defenders and throws it away from Aarons. Thomas Burke picked it up for Ireland. Here are numbers. This is Foley, makes the extra pass, and they capitalize. Luke Maloney out of Eastskey, Ireland. One of the players on this Irish side that also participates in hurling, the ancient Gaelic sport, which you can see bears some sort of similarity to lacrosse, especially if you look at the equipment. They use an ashwood stick called a hurling stick or a hurley that looks similar to a lacrosse stick. There are some players on Ireland that come from a hurling background, including Maloney. He hurled that one in. Gotta keep in mind the tiebreaker of goal differential could come into play for either of these teams. If you finish second place in your pool, that's when it could come into play. Because if when you're talking about trying to reach the elimination round. Because if you come in first place, you're automatically in. If you win your pool, you're moving on to medal contention. If you come in second place, you have to out tiebreaker your way based on goal differential across the other second place teams across the different pools. So if you're Ireland right now, you got to keep on pouring it on. That's the initiative. Netherlands, vice versa. Trying to at least make this score respectable. It all could matter. And did that go in? The official call is yes. Took a little second there, but Corbett scored. I thought at halftime, it was 6-1, as you'll see the highlight here. Good finish by Patrick Corbett, who played at Lehigh. I thought at halftime there was at least a little bit of room for Netherlands. Yes, the score was 6-1, but they had 4 man-ups in the first half, and they were generating something off of that. The number of penalties they're able to draw. They drew an early penalty in the third quarter, but then while having the man up, committed an infraction of their own. Ireland scored 2 straight goals in the 5-on-5 and has been off and running in the third quarter. 5-0 margin since halftime to nearly double up their lead. Flag flies, overly physical play. Netherlands will get its 7th man up. Been a total now of 12 man-ups for both of these teams. Been a physical game. I think the most physical game I've seen so far in pool play, although it is just day one. Both teams are in action tomorrow at 1 o'clock or earlier, so less than a 24-hour turnaround. Well under a 24-hour turnaround for each team. And that trickles nearly home for von der Horst. Wouldn't go, though. Outlet it ahead. Good outlet feed. And absorbing some pressure and keeping it alive was Brady Morin. And again, we can't see a clock from our side. A flag comes down. And I think also the buzzer goes for the end of the third quarter simultaneously with that flag. There is a hold that gets called. We'll sort that out coming out of the quarter break, but that is the end of the third quarter. Ireland leads Netherlands 11-1, a 5-0 advantage for Ireland in the third quarter, and they're cruising. Brady Children's Hospital, presenting sponsor of the 2023 World Lacrosse Men's Championship, is the largest children's hospital on the West Coast and ranked among the 10 best children's hospitals in the nation. AJ Cannell, so glad to have you with us as we start the fourth quarter. And we started with a man-up opportunity here for Ireland. So far, the Irish are 2 for 6. The extra man is Netherlands, after the quick 30-second infraction, makes it 6-on-6 again. Corbett wards off there, and it goes back to Team Netherlands. The only goal of the game for Netherlands came in the second quarter by Alderic van der Heide on an assist by Jelle-Erik de Vries. At the time, it made it 3-1. 8-goal streak by Ireland. Early moments, fourth quarter. Netherlands plays Peru tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Ireland plays Korea at 10 a.m. So, not going to have time to savor this victory, really at all. Have to get back in recovery mode and prepare for tomorrow, because there's very little room for error in these pools. If you want to advance, it creates a lot of pressure for a team like Ireland, which is the favorite in this Pool F, and you have a Korea team, which is the second lowest ranked team in the pool, number 35 in the world, but they're coming into that Ireland game totally rested. They're the one team in these 5-team pools. There's always one off day, one team that's on off day in these 5 days of pool play. Korea's day is today, so it actually really times out well for them, because although then they'll have 4 straight the rest of the pool play, they get their toughest matchup on basically infinite rest. They've been resting since the 2018 World Championship. Ireland has to come back and play at 10 a.m. tomorrow after this physical game today. And as much as they're the top-rated team in the pool, if you lose one game, you're in serious danger of not moving on. That's the reality of the way this World Championship is constructed. Offside is called. So, considering the short turnaround time, and that's a quick goal. Hogeveen out of Rotterdam becomes the first player to score for Netherlands since early in the second quarter. The quick turn after the offside. And Ireland not quite ready for the counterattack. But to finish the thought, yeah, it's just kind of all hands on deck. Who cares what it looks like tomorrow morning against Korea at 10 a.m.? You just have to try and survive in advance, basically. Yes, it's the pool play stage, but again, if you just even lose once, you're putting your fate in the hands of the lacrosse gods and all the tiebreakers that would then come into play. And also, they'd have no room for error the rest of the pool. So this is arguably the most wide open pool, A through F. Pool F, with Ireland being the top-ranked team in it, only ranks number 12. And really, you know, even all the way down to Peru, they're all competitive teams. Peru, for instance, earlier today, the other Pool F game that happened today was Peru versus Latvia. That was the lowest ranked team in the pool, Peru being involved against the second highest ranked in the world in Latvia. And Latvia won that game 7-6, barely surviving against Peru. So it's a wide open Pool F for sure, as Netherlands goes back on the man up for the 7th time. They're 1 for 6. Not going to win this game, but trying to make the score more respectable. And create some positive vibes for future pool play competitions that they have coming up over the next several days. That's a nice loose ball effort. Eventually scooped by De Vries. Bauman fakes it, leaps, he scores! Jake Bauman feinted on the pass and instead kept it himself. And the former 5-year player at Frostburg State, who just wrapped up his career at that Division II school in Maryland, was a huge scorer in college. What a fake there. 2 straight goals for Netherlands. I got a chance to call the game earlier today between Japan and France, and it's kind of similar in the sense that Japan took a huge lead, and then there's just that little natural let-up that happens at a certain point, and France started to play better in the 4th quarter. Same exact thing here for Netherlands. Well, they had the face-off, kick toward the near sideline. Postema winds up coming up with it. Netherlands splits their face-offs between Wieland Mushkins and Mats Postema. Some signs of life so far in the 4th quarter for Netherlands, and they're going to use a timeout, try and capitalize on it. So we're going to stay here right now. Here in this timeout, Ireland leads 11-3. To recap the scoring a little bit, they've really done it in a variety of different ways. 8 different goal scorers for Ireland. Thomas Burke, Patrick Corbett, and Brian Smith, each with 2 goals. Connor Foley up there in terms of points leaders, because he has a goal and 3 assists. Netherlands has goals from 3 different players. Van der Heide scored the first of the game, Hogeveen with 1, and Bauman as well. Jasper Barshingerhorn. Nice catch at X there by Bauman. Loading all the way up, and the shot by Von Ball was stopped by Joe Walsh. Walsh in a little bit of trouble. And there's no timer to advance the ball across midfield. There's no need to really rush. A little trouble here for Ireland, but better still be patient, and that's what they are. And an offside is called, though. Bauman all the way through, good look. And it's Brady Vibrance with the goal. The only former Division I player on the team, Brady Vibrance, as of course Netherlands really builds their roster typically off of players that are born and raised in the Netherlands. Vibrance played at St. Bonaventure. And this will take us to a timeout here in the 4th. Netherlands has scored 3 straight goals. Ireland still with the commanding lead. The 2023 World Lacrosse Men's Championship is presented by Rady Children's Hospital, the largest children's hospital on the West Coast, ranked among the 10 best children's hospitals in the nation. And as they get situated, there's a face-off infraction on Ireland, so Netherlands trying to sneak back closer into this game. It's only about 6 minutes to go in the game. We don't have really a visible clock at all on our side of the field. So luckily, obviously root for a good game, root for a close game. Doesn't play as much of a factor without it being a very close game. But either way, we're just kind of guessing over here at the time a little bit. It was 6-1 at halftime, Ireland, and they scored 5 in a row to start the second half. But it's been 3-0 Netherlands since the fourth quarter began. Showing some good fight, which could be a launching pad into future pool play games. Debut for each of these teams this year in Pool F. Pool play started last night with the U.S. versus Canada, United States winning at Snapdragon in the opening ceremonies as well. Another opportunity there for the Netherlands, but couldn't quite complete the play. Extra effort by Bauman, who's stood out with his effort all day. De Vries wraparound goal. The Netherlands comeback train keeps on chugging along, and there might not be enough time to do it. I mean, it's, I think, around 5 minutes to go in regulation, but it's been impressive either way. This type of turnaround when it was an 11-1, totally hopeless-looking game. Great job by Netherlands to make this respectable. Give themselves a chance, quite frankly, to advance out of this pool. You talk about, tiebreakers, goal differential being a key one. First place team automatically advances, and then if you can become the second place team, that's when the tiebreakers come into play. And Netherlands scores again. Maybe we should think about this game being in play. It was 11-1 at the start of the fourth quarter. Ireland needs a timeout. They're going to take it. Well, the Netherlands coaches said before the game, one of their slogans as a team is, if you're not Dutch, you're not much. Wasn't much of a first half for Team Netherlands, but they've come out, really wasn't much of a first three quarters. They've come out a different looking team here in the fourth. Brady Vibrant's working his way through multiple defenders and setting up Bauman, the Buffalo native. Doesn't get much different from Buffalo and San Diego in terms of United States geography. But no matter where Bauman is, whether it's playing for Team Netherlands or for Frostburg State in Maryland, he's a scorer. He led Frostburg State in goals each of the last 2 years, played his redshirt senior year in 2023, back-to-back 60-plus point years. And he becomes Netherlands' first multiple goal scorer of the day, has a team-high 3 points overall. So according to the stat monitor, which again is the only way I have of seeing the time, it's 4.5 to go. So as good as Netherlands has been, they still need 5 more goals in 4.5 minutes. Vibrance takes the face-off win. Netherlands trying to go quick here with a big deficit, but they turn it over. Walsh scoops it up, long distance ahead on the run. Tyga O'Riordan captures it, and you got to think now, as much as this game is sped up, Ireland wants to slow it down, but they throw it away first. About 4 minutes remaining. It was 11-1 after 3 quarters. Netherlands at least making this somewhat interesting, but just the time is such an enemy now. If it got a little bit less ugly in the third quarter, Netherlands would have a real chance, but just likely not enough time left as Corbett took it. And now, I was about to say, if you're Ireland, just got to try and hold this for a little bit until they give you the keep it in or get it in stall warning. Well, the more you look like you're holding it, the quicker they'll give that stall warning, and there you go. You see the warning, they're saying get it in. Myers holding it for an extra second, now gets it in. Check from behind, good play by Vibrance, and a flag comes in during the loose ball. We'll see who it's on. Looks like it's going against Netherlands. And now another flag comes in. An Ireland player fell to the ground. It looked like there was a confrontation between an Ireland player and a Netherlands player on the way substituting out. And so I think the extra flag comes in due to that. All right. Ireland by 5, under 3 minutes left with the man up. This one is, I think, safe and sound now. Corbett just holding. Not a huge sense of urgency to shoot quickly here for Ireland. Just trying to salt this one away, even with a man up, being very patient. Now some more movement. Good save, though, by Ernie Alberts, Saxion University grad out of The Hague. Now, the goalie timeshare for Netherlands was something that held all the way through European qualifiers when they went 4-1 and finished in first place in Pool D. Ernie Alberts and Thomas Heitzma both played about half of each game through those qualifiers, and that's taken place actually for both teams today. The goalies split between the first and second half. Ireland got possession there and called timeout as Garrod Dunbar possessed it. Ireland will retain possession around midfield coming off of this quick break with what should be about 2 minutes or less to go based on our best estimate. Actually, they just updated it on our stat monitor. 1 minute, 9 seconds left is what we're told here in regulation. So the Ireland team can just try and hold this for most of the rest of the way. And tomorrow, Ireland has to turn back around and face the Republic of Korea at 10 o'clock in the morning. Netherlands also less than a 24-hour turn. They play the Peru team at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. There's a lot of spirit between these two teams. The fans have made their voices heard on each side. The teams have come into this 2023 World Championship delayed by a year because of COVID, I think with just a little bit extra enthusiasm, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm going to kind of make a prediction. At some point in this tournament, I just feel like there's going to be a team, whether it be, in Ireland, which is number 12 in the world, had a chance, like I said, to call Japan earlier today, number 6 coming in. I think there's going to be a Pool A team in the next stage that gets upset by one of these teams from another pool. There's some extra enthusiasm, some empty net goal there by Connor Foley. And just the sense of development for some of these programs. That an extra year to get ready. It's been a 5-year layoff since the last World Championship, and a lot of talented young players. Ireland scores for the first time in the fourth quarter with 30 seconds left to go. 12-6. Credit Netherlands for making this more competitive in the fourth quarter, giving themselves something to hold on to for the rest of pool play. But Ireland, the favorite within Pool F, who's going to survive unscathed and get a chance to keep it going tomorrow against Korea and try and keep their pool play record perfect. Ireland played scrimmages against Philippines and Australia. Didn't have the benefit of getting to kind of get their team in gear and go through the qualifiers because they already had qualified automatically based on their 2018 finish. This is kind of a good warm-up for Ireland. They get themselves locked in for future games. We're in the closing seconds here in this Pool F game, and now it is complete. Ireland scored 8 in a row at one point and wins 12-6. Netherlands scored 5 of its 6 goals in the fourth quarter, but didn't have enough time to complete the comeback. So the first Pool F game for these two teams is in the books. We'll take a quick break and come back and summarize here at the 2023 World Lacrosse Men's Championship presented by Rady Children's Hospital.
At Morgan Stanley, old school hard work meets bold new thinking. At 87 years old, we still see the world with the wonder of new eyes, helping you discover untapped possibilities and relentlessly working with you to make them real. Old school grit, new world ideas, Morgan Stanley.
Kids grow up, and it goes by fast. At Rady Children's, we're growing up too. Always looking for answers and new and better ways to care for your kids.
That's true.
Researching, innovating, breaking ground. As they soar to new heights,
Ignition.
we're ready for takeoff too.
Lift off.
Welcome back as the players shaking hands, displaying some sportsmanship. Ireland over Netherlands, 12-6 is your final. So Ireland is again the top team out of each pool, will automatically advance to the elimination stage in the medal contention. Second place teams will have an opportunity as well. So Netherlands not eliminated yet. Both teams will play the 4 games during pool play regardless, but Ireland wins this one behind 2 goals out of Burke, Foley, Corbett, and Smith. Netherlands gets a 3-point day from Jake Bouwman, but not quite enough in their comeback efforts. For our entire crew, AJ Cannell saying so long from Morgan Stanley Field here on the campus of San Diego State University. And it's Ireland over Netherlands, 12-6 in this pool play game.